Hey guys, it's Petunia Gal, and we are back over in Planet Zoo on our Heartland Zoo, and we are in the Binturong habitat again for today. So I'm trying to figure out how to do the traversable area for the staff members. So went ahead and grouped those together and just moving it up so it's out of the way to see if that is going to change the traversable area or not. Of course, there's a floating Binturong, but that's okay. So, yeah, I went ahead and looked, and they can traverse this without the climbing structure in the way. So I went ahead and kept this in. This is only sped up about 250%. So let me know what you guys think about this speed. Sometimes it seems a little bit more sped up than others. This part right here, I didn't speed up yet. So let me know what you guys do. You like the real time? Do you like sped up? I don't know. I like to do. I would rather have different parts of the videos rather than having everything sped up. I don't know. That's just me. So let me know what you guys think, because I really would like to know what you guys would rather see, and that will help me to figure out what kind of format to go ahead with on these. But yeah, as you can see, there's like no traversable area for the staff now. And I think it's because of the climbing structure up at the top. So we're going to go ahead and fix that a little bit, and just to see if that helps. Because I don't know why. It doesn't seem like it would be affecting this, but then I look up at the top of the structure. I'm like, that may be why. Because there's a pole sticking out in the middle of the path. That probably isn't helping at all. So I went ahead and moved these a little bit. And yeah, this is where I sped it up starting here. So let me know what you guys think about it. And yeah, so we're going to just try to get this to work. I kind of like this structure here. I think it looks pretty cool being over the path like it is. But I'm kind of thinking of adding like a wall or rock, rock wall, something like that, to the side where the ground is by the stairs. I don't know. I think it would look cool. I'm not sure. But again, we go ahead and fix this structure here. So hopefully the binturongs can use the structure and the staff can use the stairs, and everybody will be happy, right? So I do have to kind of, what's the word? Admit something, that we did have to get new binturongs, because I don't know if it happened or if maybe I just didn't notice, but the binturongs were kind of dying of dehydration, and because I forgot to put a water thing in, which I don't know why, but I always forget the water. I don't know why. But yeah, so we got some new ones and everything's good. I thought my game was glitching. I'm like, why are they like laying over on their sides? What's going on? And yeah, it was so sad. But we got some new ones in, so we're good. And I did put a water pipe down eventually. But I cut a lot of this part out. I was trying to add the rest, another pole down so it wasn't floating. But the problem with adding those is you have to do the X thing to move it around, up and down, back and forth and all that, to get the Z fighting or cross fighting to go away. So that's kind of annoying, but we got that done. And I didn't like these floating rocks here, so I went ahead and made some more rocks to try to kind of ground this a little bit more than it was. And I think it turned out pretty good. And I also did add some more down here because it just seemed like too big of a step, which I'm actually surprised the staff and the binturongs were able to use it the way it was, because it did seem kind of big. But we fixed that up a little bit. I think it looks cool. So yeah, I went ahead and took this big tree out. I think it's way too much. So I went ahead and took that out, and we'll see what we can do without it, because yeah, it just seems like a lot. So I wanted to put a path here because I want to get the guests like into the habitat here. And I tried this, and for one, it's a lot bigger than I would like, and for two, it's not centered in the habitat at all. So I did want to keep it in just to show you guys. I do definitely struggle with issues, just like you guys probably do with this game, because especially when it comes to the path, it's just, yeah, I'm not good at it, not at all. But I went ahead and just did a line to grid so we could get somewhat of a symmetrical path here. I think it turns out pretty good. I mean, of course, it's pretty much square, not round, but I'm fine with it. It's not the end of the world. But I did go ahead and add the railings here and the path supports, which I think there's way too many path supports. I don't know if I like it, but I couldn't get the railing on this part of the path. I tried to do that, but it just wouldn't work. So I don't know. But yeah, so I'm looking here. I'm like, yeah, it's not too bad. It's a little too many of the path supports, I think, but I think it works out in the end. So went ahead and clicked on the Binturong to see what they could do. Like if I was thinking they could climb up those path supports, honestly, but it looks like everything's good, so we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I think this will help get the guests actually into the habitat to see the binturongs a little bit better. And as you can see, we did get some research done for the binturongs. So I go ahead and check on their enrichment items to see if there's anything new. And I don't know if we had this rubbing pad before, but it seems like we would have, because it gets unlocked for other animals. So I don't know how we wouldn't have that, but also put a cardboard box in. And here we go with the water pipe. I'm like, I gotta put one of these in. Can't forget this. So I just set that out there so they will have something to drink. And that way we don't have to worry about them dying of dehydration, at least. But yeah, look at all that. It's super cool. It's all green. I like it. But I wanted to add a more of a climbing structure. So I did do a custom climbing structure here, which I think turned out pretty good. I like it. And so my main goal with this was just to get the binturongs there close to the guests. So hopefully they will be able to see them a little bit better. And I thought they spent most of their time in trees and stuff, but every time I look, they're just laying on the ground, you know. I'm like, wait, you're supposed to be climbing. Climb up here. So I may have to do something different just to entice them up here more, but it works out in the end, I think. So I'm trying to get this to where it looks connected, but I don't know. I didn't do the best job, but it's connected enough at least. So the only thing I'm worried about here is getting it too close to the path and that they can like climb up it. But I don't think they're much of jumpers. I think they're more climbers than jumpers. So I don't think I have to worry about that too much. And this is kind of where I struggled trying to figure out what to do and how to make it look semi realistic kind of thing. But I wanted to add a bit of a platform up here just to put something either. I ended up putting an enrichment item up here. I was thinking about putting some bedding so they would actually like sleep up here maybe. I'd need to check because I don't even know what their what is it the requirements are for a shelter. I don't know if they have necessarily a hard shelter requirement. So I don't know if putting a bed up here would really get them to use it more or not. But obviously I wanted it to look more supported than just having that one little tiny wooden log underneath. So went ahead and worked a little bit with this. And then I also end up putting pillars down to the ground as well, just to kind of make it look more supported. And I think, as far as I know, the binturongs will climb up a totally vertical climbing branch or whatever, because they climb up those that we already have. So I just use those to kind of bring in a bit more support in these areas. And again, I have to kind of copy them down because some of them don't quite reach the ground, but it's okay. And so we add in some more structure here, and I kind of like having it stick out from the top here. So that's what I try to do. And yeah, so then we look at the binturongs stuff here. The coverage still isn't good, so I really want to put some more coverage down for them. And probably change some of this terrain, because I really don't like the cracked sand looking kind of stuff. I don't know if it's sand. I think it may be rock. I don't know. But I add quite a bit of bamboo. I really like the way bamboo looks. I don't know why, but I really like it. So I definitely want to add more nature, and I may add even more than what's here, just because I really like the way when you add the nature part, it just ties everything in together. I really like it. And it's not really until I start adding the plants and stuff that I'm like, oh, this looks pretty cool. I'll take it. So I don't know if you guys are like that, but that's how I am. So right now the align to surface is on. That's why it keeps just going crazy. I think I eventually turn it off, but for the most part, I usually like it. Sometimes I have to like turn it off and then back on just to get this stuff where I really want it to go. And this I'm going to move over because I don't think the guests can see this very well from the path that is on now. But of course, this messes with the ground because, that's what enrichment items do. But I went ahead and added grass, just having like a hill, like a grassy hill area. And I just do a lot of smoothing. Once I start, I'm like, oh, that looks better over there too. So let me do some more. So that's what we do. And I went ahead and had the keeper come in for that. I left this smaller structure here that was just the blueprint. I mean, I don't know if I've ever actually seen them use it, but I wanted to do something here with just a small bit of water. I don't think binturongs are much of a swimmer, but I wanted to give them just a little tiny kind of oasis area where they could like walk through and I don't know, maybe take a bath or whatever whatever they want to do in the water. So I get a little carried away with this, and in the end I don't even know if they can like get to the water. But I think it looks nice. I think it came out pretty cool. So I wanted to line the water, but then I thought maybe it was a little too much, so I stopped about here with those rocks at least. And just put some of these. I really like these flowers from the East Asia theme. It's really cool. I think that's where it's from. I think we got it in the South America pack is where I think we got those from. So I thought about putting lilies in there, but then they really wouldn't be able to use it. So I just went ahead and outlined it with trees and plants and all of that. And I think it looks really good. I really like it. I was trying to get like a picture for the video for the thumbnail of the binturong like hanging out in here, but I haven't been able to get that, so I don't know if that'll be the thumbnail or not. But I wanted to line the bottom with these rocks, so it's kind of hard to tell when you're placing these underwater if it's actually being seen or not, because it almost looks like it's being buried in the ground, but I did the best I could. I just tried to cover up all that sand that you can see underneath the water. And yeah, I like it. I think it's good. And also with this, with the free update that we got, we can actually change the water color. I've done that with only like 1 or 2 habitats so far, I think. But I don't really think I need to change it here. I mean, what I wanted you to be able to see were the rocks at the bottom. That's kind of like the color of the water. So I think it worked out pretty good. And like I said, I don't think the binturongs can even get to the water. But that's not really what I wanted to use it for. I just wanted it to be a little bit of a oasis where it kind of looks like they could get in and kind of splash around and wash off a little bit if they wanted to. But so I tried to make these rocks a little bit lower just to make sure they could climb over them. But I think it works out in the end. I think I checked the traversable area and it doesn't show that they can get in the water at all, but it's okay. I think it looks pretty. That's all that matters, right? I mean, a lot of the stuff in this game is more for looks than actual, you know, function, I think. I don't know. That's what it seems like to me, at least. So, yeah, we went ahead and added some more trees because, why not? And I just wanted to give it a lot of shelter, shelter from the sun and all of that. And it works out, I think. Like I said, I don't think they actually use it, but I'll see if I can get a picture of them. Maybe I can move them into that area and they'll actually go. But again, you can't put these plants like this that I'm placing in there because it will affect the traversable area. So that is definitely not what I wanted to do. But again, I didn't want this to be like a main water thing, so I just wanted it to be a little bit of an oasis. I think it turned out pretty good. And I can't remember what I do now. I think I'm just looking at everything just to make sure everything looks good. And yeah, so I wanted to check and make sure everything was good with the binturongs as far as their needs. And for some reason, that girl was stuck. I don't know why, but we moved her. She's good. And yeah, you can see right there, it's all white there. There's like no traversable area there, but it's okay. It's fine. So I went ahead. I wanted to make these a different color, so I went ahead and grouped them all into a single group. And of course, I'm clicking on everything else. So just when you're making a group of things, you can just shift click to add to the group and then control click to subtract from the group. So that's what I did in the end. I just waited and hit control and did that. So I wanted to change the color. I wasn't sure what color, but I just wanted it to be a little bit darker. So I went with that. I think it looks pretty good. And yeah, so I moved these because I wasn't sure if they made it where the binturong can't get up here. Maybe that's why they're not coming. But I also wanted to put something up here as far as a toy. So went ahead and put the wind chimes up. And I know I put those at the other one here. But I went ahead and deleted that one because we don't need 2 wind chimes. I just wanted to stick with one and see if that helps them to go up, towards the guests so they could see them. I just put like a rubber duck there. I don't know if that makes sense, but I did it anyways. And I don't know why nobody is out here, but we're gonna work on trying to get some kind of a viewing area here. And this took quite a while and quite a few different decisions on. I started with this, but I decided not to do it in the end just because I think I'm going to stick with just the rail that's there and, dealing with the paths and the curbs and all that. I'm just like, I don't want to deal with that. So call it lazy. I don't know, but I just didn't want to do that. So I went ahead and found just a pillar that we could start with. And I wanted to just give it a little bit of a canopied area so the guests will have some place for shade. I know the zoo that is in my close to me has their elephant area is like totally sheltered. Like you can walk kind of, it's kind of a canopy, but it's also part of a building as well. So it's got a lot of shaded area. And so I spent most of my time just standing there and taking pictures because it's so hard to take pictures at a zoo when it's super bright outside because you can't see the screen on your camera. And it's just super annoying. So yeah, I took every advantage of being under a shaded canopy area that I got so many pictures and some videos of that. It was super cool. I'm like, they need to make more areas like this because, you actually want to hang out and, watch the animals and you're not like super hot or whatever or get sunburned easily like I do. But yeah, so I went ahead and as you see, I did do the trick to align or make sure everything aligns good before you put everything in. But in the end, I went ahead and had to move this pillar anyways. As you can see, I'm like, I give up. I'm just going to move this pillar. It's not going to work. So it's fine. But I went ahead and made it a different color. I don't know. I'm kind of wondering if I should stick with a little bit of a red, but in the end, I don't even use this. I wanted to put it in just to show you guys the kind of the process or the progress of what I'm thinking, because I never go in here with like a solid idea of, okay, this is what I want. I just get in and just see what happens, just start from scratch and go from there. So I put these little carpets up above, and I did change the color. I mean, they're like purple and gray and stuff when you get them in. I didn't want that. But I went ahead and put these in, and I grouped the carpets so I could move them over. But now I'm trying to figure out something to do in the corner. I'm like, something needs to be in the corner. And I just could not figure it out. So I started looking at these roof tiles, and I went ahead and went with the flat roof. And then I decided just to take all the carpet out and make it a flat roof. So, I mean, I may even change that because I kind of like the pitched roof idea. And then maybe a hanging light inside for like nighttime. But I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I do go ahead and get this fitted in pretty good, or at least I think it's pretty good. And then I just tried to copy it over to the other side, and that just wasn't going to work. So I pretty much just went and changed out everything so it all looks pretty good. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty good on this one. I had to change the height of the other side. But yeah, I think this is where we're going to end for this one. Next time we'll do more of the viewing area and just try to get this habitat all finished up in the next part. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about the editing, about the speed build part of it, or the normal, the regular time. Definitely hit that thumbs up, share, and comment down below. Tell me what you guys like, what you guys don't like, what you think I should do differently, and I'd love to see those. So I'll see you next time.